What's up, guys? Back with another video. We're finally getting back with this, guys.
As you can see,
finally
we're in the garage, the famous garage.
The famous garage that we built this car in.
Yeah, where we went full bolt-on and then took all that full bolt-on off, well, most of it off, and then went boosted.
Yes, sir. That big old fat boy Whipple.
And as you guys saw, well, actually, you haven't seen it yet because this video is going to come out later. I did take off the two-step, and I will show you why in this video. I'll give you a little sneak peek. So let's show them what's in this box, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah.
It's been a long-awaited box.
Yeah. So
So we're gonna start small. We'll start with this box. So I want to give a shout out. His name on Instagram changed. It used to be Wakey 5.0. Now it's Wakey 5.2. He's a really cool guy. I've talked to him quite a bit now. His car is badass. If you guys haven't seen it, it would pretty much embarrass my car. I don't know too much about if it would embarrass my car power-wise, but I know looks-wise, it would embarrass the shit out of my car. But he helped me out with finding these. So there's two of them. They're pretty much the same. Now we have breathers. So we are deleting the PCV system on this car, and we're now going to be running breathers. And some people would ask me, why are you doing that? What's the benefits? There's a lot of benefits, but there's also a few drawbacks. And if you look up what a PCV system actually does, you know, and what deleting it does, you'll see some of those. But we have a reasoning for this, and you're going to see that here in the next box. So we got those, and these are actually, let me look at this. These are from JDM Engineering. I forget what their actual website is, but I think it's Team JDM is what their website is. And if you look them up, they have a lot of Mustang parts, which is kind of ironic due to the name. But they've got a ton of like Mustang, you know, muscle car stuff, and that's where these are. Like I said, the cool thing about these is, I'll give you a little sneak peek or kind of tell you a little bit about them. The reason why I went with these is because they are the only ones that have engineered the 45-degree angle. And a lot of the times when these filters, if it was just straight like that, which is how most of them are, they'll hang off the head at, you know, like a straight angle like that. The problem with that is eventually they will get oil in them, and what happens is when it's at an angle like that, filter can't hold the oil. So guess what happens? It drips all over your coil covers, and then it drips down onto your headers, and it just makes a mess. So the people at JDM have figured out that if you have them at a 45-degree angle and they sit straight like this, they don't leak. So actually really smart on their part, and that's why I went with these. But this other part, this ties in with the two-step. So another shout out to Team Lethal Performance. Those dudes, every time I need something, I talk to them, Jared, Logan, and they hook me up. So we are going to be switching to the N2MB watt box for this car. Now, some of you may say, oh, why are you doing that? You know, you already had something great. Well, there's a reasoning behind it. With the watt box, it's not only a two-step, but it's also a dual feature. So it has a no-lift shift tune. Or not tune, but it has a no-lift shift feature. You can get no-lift shift tunes, but having it hardwired in is a little bit better, in my opinion, than getting a tune. So with this, I'll be able to do no-lift shifts, which means while I'm shifting, the car will cut ignition, it'll cut timing, it'll cut whatever it actually cuts, and it'll allow me to maintain boost while shifting. So that's a handy feature, with also still having the two-step in there. So that's kind of a cool thing. I figured it's worth the switch now that I'm boosted. And, you know, we'll give it a try. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe I'll love it. I don't know. But we're going to go for it. You know, you never know things unless you try it, right? That's what parents always say. Like with eating broccoli. You don't know you hate it until you try it. Well,
I hate it.
It's green, so I hate it. But this right here is the long-awaited box. Nick and I have been waiting for this and preaching about this for months, and it's finally here. Now,
before you get into this, do you guys remember? Do you guys remember a while ago back?
It's like back in July.
Yeah, like July. What was the video called? More than just a cold air intake. We were working with PMAS, and I don't want to go out there and just bash them, but things just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But at the end, we still got the product.
Yeah.
It took a little longer than expected, but we got it.
You want me to give a little bit of the backstory?
A little bit of the backstory.
All right. So basically, what I've come to the conclusion of with talking to Eric at PMAS, I forget what his title is, but he's one of the top dogs there. Basically, you know, and I totally understand this because, you know, I'm not a business owner right now running a big business like they are, so I totally get it. Sometimes shit happens. They thought that they were taking on this project, whether it was time, budget, whatever the case may be, they just determined that the project was not able to happen. And, you know, like I said, I totally understand that. So Eric was nice enough to basically send me the prototype. So this, it's not gonna look the prettiest, it's not production quality, but this is the prototype. This is the only aftermarket cold air intake for the Whipple superchargers besides the Cobra Jet. This right here is it. This is the only one. So that's a pretty cool thing to be able to say that's on my car, especially given the fact that this is the prototype.
Like it's the one we saw when we...
This is the one. This is the only prototype that was made. This is it. So if they ever get back into the project, CAD drawings, whatever else they need to use, that's what they're gonna have to use because they don't even have the prototype anymore. This is the prototype. So even though it took longer, like I said, I get it. And I just cannot thank them enough for, you know, being kind enough to send me the prototype. That's something you rarely ever hear about happening. So that's a huge deal in both of our books, I would say. So how bad do you guys want to see this thing? Because I know I want to see it again. So I say we give them a teaser. You say we start off small and work our way up?
Oh yeah.
All right. So as you can see, it's packaged with this nice spray foam, but we have 2 boxes in here, okay? Now let me take a little peek-see and see which one. Okay, I think this one comes out first. Okay, so as you can see, we have some bolts, and I think this is like their flow chart. I think this is what they said they were going to include for me, but they included.
That thing is so massive.
They included a spare.
I can't, dude. Look at that. Like I got a big ass hand. Look at that.
Well, here, let's.
God damn, man. You can literally put it on his head.
I can literally wear this thing as a hat.
Jesus Christ.
With a sweatshirt on.
Oh my god, this thing's about to gain some horsepower.
Horsepower and muscle.
Like, you don't normally gain that much, but look how big that opening is. Like,
and this is just for the actual, like, intake itself. Wait till you see the tube.
Jesus Christ.
But this is just a standard filter. So this is just an extra filter, which was very nice of them to include. I think Eric said they included some of this extra stuff as kind of like a, hey, thanks for being patient and everything, which is very nice. I can't thank them enough because... if you guys don't know, these filters are kind of pricey. Yeah. I mean, any filter.
Especially one that size.
Yeah, this is a huge thing. So we have an extra regular filter here. The icing on the cake.
Is that the...
This is the beautiful black race filter. So as you guys can see, you can pretty much see me through it. I mean, I'm sure
it's got plastic on it, but you can see right through it.
I'm sure it won't pick up on camera very well, but you can, I mean, I can see my hand right through this clear as day. I mean, this thing is the race filter. Yeah. Now, like they've said, if you poke down in there, you can see just kind of how clear it is. Yeah. You don't really want to run this on a car all the time on the street because it does not stop a lot of the stuff that you need it to stop.
Yeah.
But this will be something that I don't believe I'll have to get a retune for. I can't remember if they said I would need one for this type of filter, but this is something that you'd get to the track, you'd pop it on really quick, you do your runs. If you live close to the track, you could probably drive home with it, but I still wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Especially with a supercharger on your car because you don't want those rotors sucking up anything they shouldn't. So...
yeah, especially with it up against your shirt, I can see the red right through it.
Yeah, can you?
Like, you can see right through that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's even with plastic on and whatever. So that's very cool that they included this. I honestly wasn't really expecting that. So that's another benefit to this, but now we get to the meat and the potatoes of this thing. Let me see which way I want to open it. Okay. So this is what we have been talking about for the longest time and what we have been waiting for the longest time.
Oh, so they gave you an extra filter.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. Just look at that coupler. Just look at the whole damn thing.
Massive that is.
Again, that's my hand. This is...
Let's do this. Let's bring this over to the car. Let me go around this way. I'm struggling.
It looks like you're carrying a cannon.
Yeah. Let's just kind of set this next to the Whipple intake for now.
Screw the intake. Put it on top of the Whipple. Look how big it is. It's about the damn same size.
And just look at how meaty that is compared to the Whipple intake. I mean, look at how big the MAF housing is.
Yeah.
And instead of like the Whipple, you know, I don't know if you can hear that, plastic.
Isn't that
billet
aluminum? Yeah.
Billet aluminum with a billet aluminum heat shield to basically mask some of the heat soak or fan spray.
So will that actually replace like this whole actual...
Yep. It gets rid of the whole box
and everything.
So this is going to be open, and the
yeah, because I can't remember if I said it in the last video.
This will actually mount right here.
Oh, so he did put that in. Okay.
Yep.
What I hated the most about how we both kind of did, just the setup of this stock intake manifold, or not intake manifold, air intake, is the cover like wouldn't fit.
Everything about it. I mean, but then again,
it was just like warped plastic.
They didn't. Whipple didn't really...
I mean, they put the money where it counted, but...
Yeah, they didn't really put it into the intake.
Yeah.
But like I said,
But I mean, if you're spending that much on a kit, I damn near expect everything to be close to perfect as possible.
Yeah, and this was just one of the parts that they were definitely slacking on. It doesn't really feel quality. Putting all of this together is a fucking nightmare.
Oh my god, dude.
This was a fucking nightmare.
I just wonder if the rubber would be enough to...
Oh, it's thick. I mean, it's not hard plastic like this, but it's thick, boy. I mean, look at this. We'll show the camera too, because I don't think you guys got this angle. That's not, I mean, if you squeeze right up there, that's not really very soft.
Oh, Jesus. That's almost like plastic.
Yeah, I mean,
what the hell?
Ends have a little bit of play in them, but
that's like...
That's some thick boy. Look at how thick that is.
Jesus, dude.
This thing is going to be insane. I just cannot wait. Like, remember, I don't know if you guys will remember this. Nice view of my ass.
God dang it.
But if you remember, when we were standing in this exact spot, back when we just did the 2018 intake manifold, we did the JLT cold air intake. When we started up the car, you could hear the intake noises and whatever else. On this car, right now, you can't hear that anymore. Because the intake and the supercharger and whatever. I wonder how this is going to sound when we start it up.
That's pretty dang massive. Like, I'd be surprised if it didn't make something.
Yeah.
If anything, it's going to make a lot of supercharger noises even without that.
I would think so. I mean, we're definitely going to have to start it up.
Like, you got to think about that. You're opening up that passage with a lot of air.
Yeah.
It's just, there's no restriction at all.
It's going to be insane.
Holy crap.
And I can't wait to hear that. So without this sound tube on, this setup made no noise. It did not whine.
Yeah.
But once this was put on here, boy oh boy.
And if you haven't caught that video, the link will be in the description below.
Hell yeah, it will. You know, that's what I call, how do I put this politically correct? Bald eagles.
America!
Fuck yeah! Sorry, for you guys it'll be bleep yeah, but you know what I said. You know what I mean. So, I say that we give them a beautiful montage of ripping this bullshit off.
Yeah.
And putting that beautiful piece of murk over there right on
America.
Bleep, yeah.
God dang.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about it.
Alright, well, like he said, we're gonna get the tripod set up. I just smacked my head, just ignore that. I always do that every time we come over here. But we're gonna set the tripod up, get you on a tripod so you can see what's going on. We're gonna rip this old setup on and get that big massive piece of America put on there, and we'll see you guys then.
that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you want to
This, like, look, you have to, like,
Use self-tapping screws.
yeah, to hold this thing to get, like, come on, bud.
Come on, Whipple.
That's
But
just-
look at this, guys. This is the Whipple filter, and this is the PMAS filter. You can literally put that entire filter inside of the PMAS filter.
yeah.
This thing is massive.
Not to mention, that's where it would.
Oh yeah.
Like, holy crap.
This thing is beastly, guys. And if you want to see it in person, be at Mustang Week 2K20, boys.
Alright guys, so as you can see, this is the piece we just removed out from the head, but it basically just replaces this here, and this brazier will pop up on
And it
top.
replaces this.
And replaces that stupid damn thing. That thing was such a pain in the ass trying to get that damn
Oh yeah,
old
we need to
intake
show
on.
them that on the Whipple intake, how that went in the bottom.
Oh yeah.
So, okay guys, so this is another flaw that we discovered while working on this. Now, please excuse the massive hole cut in this because that's where my sound tube went. But down here, this is, as you can see, it's like chewed up. But this is where the PCB connected. And if you pull on this just slightly, it comes out.
Yeah.
It's literally just held in there with a grommet. So when this thing, as you can imagine, is upside down like this on the car, getting
Yeah.
under here to get this without pulling it out
Get this little.
is a nightmare.
Not to mention getting that to stay. We probably fought with that.
Yeah, remember we dropped it under the car.
Originally, well, before we dropped it, originally we were just trying to get this in so we could install the kit. We were probably.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. We fought with this thing
Yes.
for hours. You are right. I forgot all
That's
about
what I'm saying. Alright guys, so this is his JLT 3.0 oil separator.
Now,
We're gonna pour it out.
catch can.
Yeah,
whatever.
catch can, whatever you want to call it, yeah. We're gonna pour it out because he hasn't emptied it since before we went to Mustang Week, right? So this should be pretty interesting.
So we're gonna unscrew this thing. It's kind of a bitch because there's a O-ring in here that you
Well, it
want
needs
it.
to be tight. You don't want it to leak. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious to see how much is actually in here, though.
Well, that's the thing is I can't remember exactly. Now, see, you can imagine how much of a bitch this is to unscrew underneath the car, or when it's on the car.
Yeah, I would just take it off every time. In all honesty,
Yeah.
probably save time.
So I can't remember how long this has been, but I know for a fact. Oh, Jesus Christ! I know.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a good sign.
Oh, it smells like. Smell that. Just don't even look at it. Just smell it.
Oh, it smells like fuel.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh God. Well, this has been at least since before Mustang Week. I can tell you that right now. So this is why catch cans are a good idea.
Jesus, that's a good bit.
I mean, it filled up about a quarter of this, which is, oh damn it, I'm dripping it. This is good little chunk.
Yeah.
The good thing is,
Ooh.
that's
Did
nasty.
you see the bottom?
That's
Oh
nasty.
boy, that's nasty.
That's what happens when you got oil sitting in
See
there.
if I can get the light in there on that. God, you see that like brown shit? Yeah, that's
That's what happens when you got oil and gas and blow-by sitting in
Yeah.
there. It
that's what
collects
happens, man. That's what happens.
collects all that nasty shit.
Yeah.
You know, imagine if that was sitting in my supercharger.
Yeah.
Putting this thing back on is kind of a bitch, though.
And now we're getting rid of it.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
I'm
yeah,
still gonna keep it though because I might use it later on. You never know what might happen. But now I got to clean up my hands and clean up the little bit that dripped on the ground. So
Yeah.
let's get that cleaned up, and then we'll get back to putting this intake on.
cool.
guys, so we did run into a little bit of a problem. But if this, like I told Nick, if this is the only problem we ran into, we're good. So this right here, it had a red like plastic plug in it when we got it from the factory, and then this nipple threaded on here, and this is what the PCV connected to. This plug, I believe, came from the oil back here when we did that, and we thought, hey, maybe if that's the right size, it'll go in there, but it's just one size too big. So we didn't, number one, they said we just had to plug this. So we could put a rubber plug over it, but Nick and I both agreed having this stick out of here with a plug on it wouldn't really look all that pretty, especially now that we got these on and this nice intake that looks good. So essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Home Depot. We're gonna take both these with us because we need something just like this. This is probably like the perfect length in all honesty, but we need something this size. So we're gonna run up to Home Depot really quick, see if they have something like this. If not, we're fucked. But we're gonna go see if we can do that, and then we'll get this thing plugged up, and then we can flash the tune and we'll give it a start and see how she acts. Come back here really quick from this angle and just look at that intake tube.
Holy crap.
Where I was.
Jesus.
Look at that.
It's just poking out.
That's beautiful.
Holy crap. Yeah, this intake is definitely insane, not gonna lie.
And I don't think we actually got this in a video 100%, but we did put a new hood on here.
Oh yeah.
The Cervini's Ram Air hood, and I left mine completely open. Some people put like mesh here, whatever. So this is gonna be routing a ton of cool air to that filter. I mean, we got stuff down here, so I don't want to close it all the way, but if you look right there, that thing is resting, and you can see the filter right there. So this thing is going to be happy as hell. But as you can see, we did get this mounted up and we got everything put on. The only issue is this does kind of dent into that a little bit, but it's not going to hurt anything. We can't really do much with that. But look, I mean, look what PMAS was able to do. Look what they were able to fit in this area. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're gonna run into little things like that, but that's not the end of the world. That's not, if this gets dented in a little bit right there from that, it's not gonna hurt anything.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a catastrophic failure, you know? I think it looks fantastic. The only thing I wish was that the MAF was a little bit more out of the way, but I don't really care about that, you know, because I want to be able to have access to it if I need to. So that's kind of nice. Then we don't have to take this whole thing off just to get to the MAF, like we did with the Whipple.
Yes.
So I think it's pretty awesome. But on that note, before it gets too late, we are going to run up to Home Depot and buy this little butt plug.
They said buy this little butt plug.
And then we could go to Spencer's, but we're going to go to Home Depot because I like it rough.
All right, guys. Andy's making noise over there, taking apart his old intake so we can store it. But
oh god,
that's sick. Look at all the plastic on that. Freaking
literally self-tapping screws
crap.
to hold this.
But we were trying to find a plug like this one, but we couldn't find anything at the store. So
nobody makes them.
Yeah.
Really, Whipple? Really?
What?
These top two are a different size than the bottom.
But we found a plug for it, so
what was the point of that?
So we're good. We had to go to two different stores, but we got that plug in there, so we don't got to worry about it. So now we got the breathers on there and this big whale penis of an intake. So we're gonna clean all this up and then tune the car and then possibly take it on a test drive.
Oh.
So we'll see you guys then.
Oh. Oh.
Alright guys, we're in the car, starting the tuning process for that big fat old intake.
Let's do this. Make sure that this thing connects to the car. Wow, it's been a fat minute since I've connected the tuner to my car.
Yeah.
So flash the tune. Do we really want to? Yeah.
Well, considering we just installed that, I would say yeah.
It'll take approximately 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Well, it's better than my old tuner that took like 12 hours.
Yeah.
The VMP, like Rev X tuner, that thing took like 12 hours.
Mine takes a long time too, but once I updated it, it made it a lot faster.
Yeah.
I had updated it in like 2 years.
By the way, look at this. 40,130 miles.
All right, he's hopping in the car, ladies and gentlemen.
Here goes nothing, I guess. Let's give it a whirl.
See what she does. Don't blow up.
That's a good sound.
Bro! Bro, that's retarded! Fucking step on it. Oh my god! That is ridiculous, dude.
Get up there and listen to it. It literally sounds like a Termi. Oh my god.
Did we just make a Termi out of a 5-liter?
Yeah, dude, that's the sound I said I wanted.
Hell yeah.
Alright. Stay repping.
Holy crap.
Dirt's nasty.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Alright guys, we just got back. This thing is an animal, bro. Oh my god. But we're parking her up where she's gonna stay until spring, but that was incredible. And Andy has to have some fun. Clearly. So,
Oh my god. I have been grinning from ear to ear, even though it's cold and I'm miserable. I have been grinning like this since the moment that I heard Nick rev it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what you guys saw on camera, but when I first did it, I was sitting completely in the car, so I couldn't really hear anything. And I saw Nick's face just like, and start to back up, and he got all hype, and I was honestly thinking that I was just gonna hear like a really loud, deep induction noise, you know what I mean? Like a whoosh, kind of like a blow-off valve, or like a really deep suction noise. And he just lit up and ran over to me. He's like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, you're not gonna believe this. So I was like, what, is it cool? And I get
is
up,
it cool?
I get up here, and he just barely revs it, and I could hear it. I went,
then I hit it to like 6K, and then he backed up. He's like, oh shit.
I think my head literally exploded. You guys heard it in the video. This car literally sounds like a fucking Terminator Cobra now. And it's a badass. It, for some reason, I don't know why, but now it's all poppy on the D-cell. Like even when you're just revving it.
Yeah.
I mean, you heard that too.
Yeah.
It was aggressive. Oh my god. I told Nick on the drive back after we did that, I just honestly cannot believe right now that this is my car. I mean, it kind of sounds like an arrogant, you know, asshole thing to say, and I'm not trying to make it sound like that. I just cannot believe that this is my car. Compared, I mean, Nick saw it when I first bought it.
Yeah.
To where it sits now with all this stuff.
Yeah.
This is literally my car.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Especially the amount of work we put into this. Like, I was just thinking about last winter, and now it's winter again, or about to be.
And now we're going to be doing a lot of, spoilers, suspension stuff this winter.
Yeah.
But, oh my god. I want to hear that. I want to hear that clip again.
Yeah, we're
Now
probably
that
going to be listening to this for a while.
Yeah.
Before we even edit anything.
Oh my god. Okay, legit question here, guys, and Nick. If any of you know any states where it is legal, I don't know. It could be legal in Ohio, I feel like. If you guys know of any states where it's legal to marry your car, please let me know, because I'm going to that fucking state right now. Oh my god. I mean, could you imagine that? The whine and the sound of this car with my body? Oh. Damn.
Awkward. All right, guys. This car is truly
An animal?
yeah, what he said. It's an animal. It's ridiculous, and it honestly kind of blew our channel up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we started with like what 20-something subscribers. 'Cause
Probably.
I started it and started doing my own videos, and then just things just started happening.
Yeah.
And
dude, just to think, not only
crazy.
did, like, going on to the point that I just said a few minutes ago, of not only is this my car that I'm still wrapping my mind around, but this is like an iconic thing because you and I together literally built this thing from stock.
In this garage.
Yeah.
In this very garage.
In this garage, which is my future house.
Yeah.
Everything about this is just so meaningful because, like I said, number one, you and I built this from like the ground up.
Basically. Yeah.
That's insane to where it sits right now.
Yeah. It's definitely an animal, but unfortunately that's going to be the end of this video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun for us.
I hope you enjoyed it as much
It was
as
a
we
long
did.
time coming because things happened.
Yeah.
Which we may or may not get into. We'll see how things play out. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Share the channel. And I think that's about it.
Be ready for the next one. Be
Yes.
ready.
Peace.
Peace.
Teardrops on the floor.